Good day, good people. Once again, you've got the grumpy old nerds in your ear. As always, I am your Uncle John, your elder who knows way too much about movies, comics, and TV, and wastes too much damn time enjoying all of those. And your elder who is also super happy today because my Doctor Who scarf came in the mail, and I'm gonna wear this motherfucker to sleep. Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Tom
Christmas
Baker
came
is number
early.
one, baby. What'd you say?
Christmas came early, my man.
Man, look, I wasn't even expecting it. I said, I'm wearing this on the show every damn day. Hooray. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. It's going to get real smelly real quick. So, over here is our Uncle Rod, the five-borough Ronin. What's good, doctor?
What's up, good people? What's up? What's up? What's going on?
Man, and behind the ones and twos, as always, super producer Melly Mel, who likes to stay in the shadows and not say or show her face. So,
Melly Mel,
one
whose
day we're going to
motto
have.
whose
Go ahead.
motto is I'm not bossy, I'm just aggressively helpful.
Aggressively helpful. Wow, that is fantastic. I love that. Mel, you are the most aggressively helpful person I've ever met. So that works out. So, but before we go any further down that rabbit hole, I would be remiss if we did not promote in some way, shape, or form the Urban Nerd Con coming to Atlanta April 26th through the 28th. Yes, here in Atlanta, you will be able to receive so many special guests. There will be vendors. It will be a funky good time. Uncle Rod will be here. I will be here. Um, we might even see super producer Melly Mel. Uh,
Uh-oh.
if we can get her from out from behind the
The board. Out from behind the board.
yeah,
And she
so
and, and she could be aggressively helpful live in color.
so everyone else can see what we go through on a weekly basis when Mel is producing this show. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. And Rod, say something spectacular about it.
Listen, man, there's gonna be a lot of different people from a lot of different areas of entertainment, comics, movies, cosplay, sci-fi, horror, you name it. Whatever you like, whatever flavor you like, is there. It's gonna be there at the Urban Nerd Con. It's gonna be vendors, all kinds of things, selling books, comics, knickknacks, toys, whatever you want.
A virtual cornucopia, if you will, of just shit going on. So,
Here we go with the
um,
Thanksgiving imagery.
and
All
and
right.
you'll be able to see us. We will be broadcasting live with all the pre-show, post-show, and in-show shenanigans that you know and love. So,
And audience
yeah.
participation,
Oh my God! Now
which
see,
always proves to be fun.
so when we did the Urban Nerd Con in Alabama, we had audience participation, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but we started out with a very small crowd. But as we went on and on, the interaction with the audience, we had a funky good time. It was fantastic, and I surprised myself how charming I was. So,
It
so
happens that
please,
way sometimes, I guess.
right? It's like, wait a minute, I might be okay at this. So, so yes, Mel. Well, thank you for showing us this. See, see, this is how special our producer is. We'll just be talking about random shit, and she will throw stuff up there that will relates to what we're saying and promotion. And oh wow, is that the new?
It looks like the new one there.
Oh, that is spectacular. I like that. And now it's back to us. So yes, please
Go
come.
to the Urban Nerd Con website. Now, ML, is it urbannerdcon.net or
Yes,
.com? It's
dot net.
.net.
Yeah.
The urbannerdcon.net.
Hmm.
Check it out. There's always new stuff being added to the site day after
Hmm.
day. You may find some flash sales on tickets. You never know. So
Yes,
stay up
yes.
to date with it.
Tickets are cheaper now. The price of tickets goes up February 4th. So get your tickets now. We have a program where you can buy tickets for young nerds They're called Nerd Bucks. Oh, is that what it's called? Right.
The young nerd ticket.
Thank you.
And each one of the young nerds get con bucks that they can spend
Thank you. There you
on
go.
vendors at the con.
There you go. I'm doing a terrible job of the promoting of this particular endeavor, but I guarantee you it's going to be a blast. Like I said, what not last year, year before last, we did this in Birmingham, Alabama, and it was fantastic, man. It was a little small, but the people who were there loved it, and we had a good time. This year it's going to be a blowout. Well, not this year, next year, but in 24, it's going to be a blowout. We're going to have a good time. As Melody shows you, the many different avenues for which you can spend money here at the Urban
Whatever
Show.
you're interested in, you can get a specific track badge for whatever
Yeah.
you're interested in. And with that track badge, you get to all of the priority seating to all the events, to all of the panels, anything related to that thing that you're obsessed about. So if you're a Star Trek head, if you're a Doctor Who head, if you're a Stargate head, any of that.
Imagine sitting front row to our show. Oh my goodness. You're saying to yourself, how is that possible? Let me tell you.
We
Buy
do
that
not
ticket and
have
find out.
we do not have a grumpy old nerds pack, but that's okay because when we get set up, everybody will be there.
Oh man, look, you talking about me, Uncle John. You talking about him, Uncle Rod. Melly Mel is gonna be there. I don't care what she says now. Melly Mel is gonna be there. Uncle Percy's gonna be there, the grumpiest of the nerds. Uncle DJ, the red bone assassin, is gonna be there. Auntie Nicole's gonna be there, and everybody's favorite Auntie Amayu will be there too. We will all be there, and grumpy
In
old nerd
some kind of
shenanigans will be
cosplay,
there.
no
Yeah.
doubt.
Well, can you guess what I'm gonna be? So, you know,
Okay.
yeah. So I think we've beaten that dead horse to death. And before we go any further down that rabbit hole, um, okay, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room. Um,
Which
the
one?
Marvels. The Marvels came out.
Yep.
The Marvels came out on Friday,
Yep.
and let's just say before this movie even came out, there were people who were blowing this film up, saying that it was the worst of the MCU, saying that this film was not worthy to carry whatever mantle in the MCU going forward. And I'm going to say that I enjoyed this film. The Marvels was a good film. Now, was it?
Listen, man. I make it a point to not listen to those people who try to
Yeah,
destroy a film before the
yeah,
film is even released
yeah, yeah.
because those test audiences are so small, and a lot of times I don't know how. It makes me wonder how the people who hate this stuff so much end up being the ones who always get advance tickets.
Who
You
want to
know
be
what
the
I'm
first in
saying?
line to see it? Right, right,
Right.
exactly.
They're the ones who get those tickets.
Right, right. It's just
Like they're
like,
given to them. Like those people who hate on it so much, they seem to be the ones who always get to see it first and then try to spoil it or poison it for everybody else who has to wait, till the release date. So
right,
I make it a point to not even listen to any of that
yep,
and go see it for myself.
right. So, did you see it, Uncle Rod, and what did you think?
I have not seen it yet.
What?
I've been wrapped up in a lot of stuff going on, so I will definitely check it out this weekend though.
Well, when you're grown, shit like that happens. But on this show, we spoil shit. So,
Uh-oh.
yeah, right. Here we go. You've
Hey, do
had.
not spoil the post credit scene because I've heard stuff talked about the post credit scene and I want to see it for myself with fresh eyes. I don't want to be sitting there waiting for it. So I'll be like, okay, well let me see what this bullshit people are talking about. I don't want that. So do not spoil the post credit scene. A lot of that other stuff I can pretty much guess. So you can go ahead.
So in this film, and I'm not going in any particular order that the film is. I'm just talking about shit. But one thing that I don't think was explored enough was the fact that when Captain Marvel went off into space, when she at the end of Captain Marvel, she left Monica behind. And she told
In the
Monica,
90s.
yeah, she told Monica that she would be back. And she said she would be right back. And it's been like
20
30
something
years.
years.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Years.
Monica, we were led to believe in WandaVision that Monica had some pent up anger towards Carol being gone for so long, which,
Okay.
that's
Makes
Aunt
sense.
Carol,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Makes
W-
sense.
One thing that they glossed over in this film was the fact that there was no real resolution between the two of them. It was pretty much, you left me. Well, I was in space, but you left me. Well, I was doing superhero shit. Okay. And that was it.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have a lack of continuity between writers.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
felt that I
Yeah.
in my frustration that Monica didn't get enough um gas in this film
Okay.
is that that was something that was integral to her character and her motivations that really wasn't explored. It was just like,
Okay. All right. All right. So I know we talked about it before it came out. We talked about the fear or like getting ready to get triggered if
uh-huh.
Monica did not get enough screen time or what you think to be enough screen time in the film. So
Hmm.
I know we kind of talked about that.
Hmm.
You can talk about that or not if you want.
No,
She's just going along,
I
moving along.
I want, okay. So in a superhero film, there's going to be so many characters. James Otis Hall, which was all right. The pieces were there for a great movie. You can tell Disney forced the director's hand on a lot of stuff. I agree.
Mm,
I agree.
okay.
In any superhero film where you have multiple characters, there's gonna be a tough time of juggling everything, right?
Right. Yep.
But what all the Avengers films spoiled us to was the fact that those films juggled those characters in a way that everybody had a time to shine. I think I would love to see the Marvels in another film altogether because the chemistry is real good. I'm gonna get to
Okay.
that, James.
All
James, I'm
right.
gonna get to that. That's a good point. But in the like Avengers Endgame, I
Okay.
think the
Which had
only,
everybody in it.
which every fucking body, right?
Yeah.
And a strong villain, right?
Right.
But I think that the Hulk really didn't get the shine. I wanted to see the Savage Hulk who just beating everybody's ass, but we didn't get
Listen,
that.
listen. That was my one of my main complaints about those two movies in
Right.
terms of Endgame and Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they never really explained what that was all about.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk just never showed up and they didn't really talk about it. They just kind of gloss over that. Like, they have Banner saying, "Oh, well, we had a talk and now I can just we can just coexist. I can be Hulk, but I can, be myself."
Right.
Like, okay, so what did Hulk get out of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Because
mean it.
he likes to destroy stuff. So what did he
Uh-huh.
get out?
Right, right. So in all those Avengers films, of course, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor are going to get the most spotlight because those are the pillars of the MCU. Got it.
Right.
But here is the Marvels where with only three heroes, and I'm gonna be real honest. Uh Kamala, am I saying that right? Miss Marvel's family got more of a shine than Monica did, if you want to
Okay.
be honest about it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And to James' point, those three characters did work really well together. It was like they cast those three characters specifically for this moment where the three of them would have to carry a film, and they balance each other out really well. The young lady who plays Miss Marvel, her young exuberance and eagerness,
Iman Vellani.
if you say so, her
Yes, that's my name.
her exuberance rivals Tom Holland. You know what I'm saying? Her
Okay.
charisma models Tom Holland and the whole,
Okay.
oh geez, I'm a superhero now, but I look up to you all and we're best friends now and let's be superheroes together. Okay, fine. You've got Captain America with her jaded, I've been doing this for a while. I have to carry the burden of whatever burden I have to carry. And then there's Monica who's just kind of
Which
hanging
we
out.
don't know what that is.
Yeah. And Monica's just kind of hanging out. So
Did
I
they ever
felt,
talk about her lack of aging?
no, they didn't. And the fact that she looks exactly the same as she did 30 years ago. Didn't say a damn thing about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so that's one aspect of the film. Of course, the MCU trope of having a sorry ass villain is more than evident in this.
Oh, damn.
The villain, okay. I started to get a little aggressive there. Let me pull it back some.
I know
Um,
she's a Cree. I know that, but I don't know. Is she an accuser like Ronan was?
she's an accuser, right?
Okay.
But her motivations are a civil war has robbed the Kree homeworld of its natural resources, sun, water, and air.
Mm,
So she's using her hammer and one of the baubles that Miss Marvel, the other bauble that Miss Marvel has,
hmm.
she finds it and uses that to draw resources from other planets. And it's not
Okay.
very cool. Yeah. So
No, I'm
it's
thinking like, okay, well, how could this work? Because I think those bangles, and I think the 10, they call it 10 rings, but I call them the 10 bracelets, right? I think that those are weapons. I think those are Kang's weapons from the 31st or 41st century, whatever Kang, wherever Kang is from. That's what I think is
Mhm.
technology from Kang.
Uh-huh.
Um, but that's just a wild guess on my part. So
So
it's if this bangle can do what that accuser thinks it can do, that's a lot different from what Kamala Khan is using bangles for.
now that was also brought up because Kamala's powers aren't generated from the bangle because she's a mutant, remember?
Yeah, okay.
But the
No,
bangle,
I have a problem with that because she was originally an Inhuman. So I don't see why they had to do that. Just keep her
well,
as an Inhuman. Quake is an Inhuman.
as a segue, look whose pearly white teeth just joined us.
Hey
Auntie
y'all.
Amelia.
She was talking about the dentist. The dentist this late. I'm thinking that's like code for something else.
I'm not.
I said I was at the dentist, not the plumber. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I am. I know.
And
I'm
you're fully
on.
clothed too. You got on
I
a
know.
whole.
I'm on Pacific. I don't know. I'm 3
You're on.
hours behind y'all,
You're
so it's
you're on.
5:49 here.
She's on specific time. So good
No,
for you.
Pacific. Is
That's
it
what I said.
Pacific?
Specific
Pacific.
time.
No, stop saying that.
West Coast, Pacific. Yes.
Certainly.
West Coast. I'm in Oregon. Okay, so whatever time it is in Oregon. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
What
I'm
part of
glad you're
Oregon?
here because LDM was wondering where everybody is, and
I know we here. Hey.
I mean, LDM, we're we tend to pop up. Life be life, and sometimes.
What part of
Mm-hmm.
Oregon are you in, Amayu?
Oregon City. So like 30 minutes from Portland.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
thank you.
There you go.
you. 'Cause I was
We
like,
were both
Oregon
like,
City.
huh?
Never heard of it. I
Oregon
was gonna ask
City.
if you were close to Eugene.
Who's Eugene?
No, Eugene in Oregon. What university?
Oh. I'm like, is he another grumpy old nerd? I don't know. What's going on?
Rod, did you do that on purpose? I have to know.
I did not.
Because as soon as it came out your mouth, I was like, here we go. Okay.
I did not. Not that time.
Oh, Mel, you keep
Yep.
forgetting black people are in
Now
Oregon.
it's 2 because I'm here.
Well,
Now
you got
it's
the
two?
whole Portland
Uh-oh.
Trailblazers team, so there you go.
I think that's all the black people in Portland.
And if any of you watching are from Portland, please ignore our ignorance. James said, like Secret Invasion, the Marvels were dealing with the same problem. Excuse me, the Skrulls, but neither had any connective tissue, to each other, which shows the current MCU has no cohesion. I was trying my best to help Marvel defend themselves, but the simple fact that Nick Fury did not mention shit about the Secret Invasion or the fact that there are Skrulls who are masquerading as humans
To anyone.
it wasn't mentioned at all in this film.
To me, that's more of a security risk than
It wasn't
don't you
mentioned
think?
at all.
Don't you think
It
you should
wasn't, but
tell people?
also, okay, wait, pause, timeline. Like, is that a timeline issue of why that wasn't like?
So after Secret Invasion, at the last episode of Secret Invasion, and if you haven't seen Secret Invasion, first of all, good for you. Second, we about to spoil shit.
That's not good for you. Don't say that.
The last
It
episode
wasn't that bad.
The last episode of Secret Invasion, Nick Fury and his wife are beamed up back up to Saber. So there should have been some kind of connective tissue between. We don't even see his wife. So it's like his wife is standing in the closet during this whole thing. At one point during the Marvels, there's an evacuation of Saber, and his wife still doesn't show up. So it's like, okay, baby, you get in that escape hatch, and I'll talk to you when we get back to Earth.
Gotcha.
So I can see where the people who want to call this the worst Marvel film have some value, but this is by far not the worst Marvel film. There are at least 10 others that are better than
I
it.
haven't even seen it, and I know it's not the worst.
No, it's not. It's matter of fact, it's better than its predecessor, which makes it at least one. All I gotta do is
I enjoyed the Marvels.
There's a bottom,
I
it's
don't know
one
what
away.
y'all are tripping about. I mean, I did fall asleep on it, but I think that's just because I'm getting older. But I mean, what I did see, I enjoyed. I really liked the cohesiveness between the three ladies. Well, two ladies and one young lady. And I like that they explain, like, not explain, but like they kind of saw them, it showed them working through stuff. Because sometimes people just be like, they just get stuff and you're like, so they ain't gonna practice or nothing, huh? So I like that it kind of gave that. I like this new planet where they sing instead of speak. I like that was right up my alley.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that because
okay, yeah.
We've got to talk. So there, at one point in the film, we find out that Captain Marvel is married to a prince on a planet where their form of communication is song.
That's an excuse to do musical numbers in the movie.
So two things about that. Number one, I cursed Joss Whedon and the boat he walked in on because that musical episode of Buffy is the predecessor to all this shit. It seems like every movie or a show or a series of some kind has to have a musical fucking episode just to prove a point. Stop that shit. It's no longer necessary. It was groundbreaking when it first happened, and now you're just copying shit. Cut it out. Number two.
That's what James Otis Hall says. He says it's a Star Trek trope.
Number two, it kind of reeked a little
Old
bit
school
of
Star Trek too.
Right. It kind of reeked a little bit of a Bollywood ripoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Bollywood, but I don't think necessarily a ripoff, maybe an ode to Bollywood.
Oh, okay, whatever. It didn't belong in this film. If you take that out and put a little bit more of Monica's, a little bit more character development for Monica, that I would have enjoyed. I don't need singing motherfuckers.
You know, they probably felt like they had to do that to kind of appeal to the Indian folk who were watching for Kamala.
I had an Indian coworker once, and she referred to this as screwing in light bulbs and turning doorknobs.
Wow.
That's what she said, I swear to God. And I was like, oh, fuck, are you kidding? But that's literally what it was. It was like, okay, just out of nowhere they sang. And then, but here's how you know that it was unnecessary, because after their big musical number, the prince stopped singing. And Captain Marvel said, well, why are you not singing anymore? He said, I'm bilingual.
Yeah, see, that's stupid.
I like that.
The fuck?
That was.
I liked it.
Wow.
I'm bilingual too.
So yeah, but Amayu, if the movie,
I was gonna say something, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Standing on the chemistry of the three leads, I think this film was fantastic.
I concur.
Yeah. But the connective tissue wasn't there, because Marvel has built itself on saying, okay, all of these stories are connected. All these stories relate to one another. This movie is just like, okay, let's kind of shoehorn this in and not explain, we'll everything around it doesn't matter. We'll give you a lame villain. We'll give
kind of like Thor, Love and Thunder.
It wasn't. So even though I don't feel that Miss Marvel's family was necessary, I did enjoy seeing them. They have some of the funniest lines in the film. There's a big fight scene in their house, and I was like, okay, this is actually entertaining. But still, protect black women. Monica Rambeau, not to mention the fact that actress is so fucking fine. Oh my God, she is a beautiful black woman.
Nothing natural. I did not like how her hair magically dried after she got out.
Wait.
In
So
like 2 seconds, I was like, wait.
there was a moment in the film where they're in water, and Monica's hair got wet, and there was shrinkage. I was like, okay, this is a
That was
black woman.
realistic.
This is a
No,
black
but then
woman
it dried
directing
in the
this.
next scene. It was dry in the next scene. I was
But
like,
we got the shrinkage though. I thought that was pretty cool. It had to be a black woman director, right? Because there's any other director would have been just like, oh, her hair's wet. There was actual shrinkage. I thought that was
yeah, you could tell the difference from the wet hair from the dry hair. I just don't know how it dried in 2 seconds though.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Superpowers.
seeing as how I don't have
No, I would take that if she just was like poof and made it go back. Like that's more acceptable than nothing.
but superpowers, so there's that.
Continuity.
So Rod, you haven't seen it. Amayu, you have. Scale 1 to 10. What will you give it, Amayu?
Even though I fell asleep on it, I'm gonna go with a 6. I would say a 6 out of 10. 6.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm right there with you. 7. It's a funky good time, but it's not the best. It's not
okay. Amayu, a 6 out of 10 is a D. John, you giving it a what?
I gave it a C.
7?
I said 7 out of 10.
You said C. Okay. All right.
Mayu's grading system is a little bit different than everybody else's.
Actually, I have my grading system actually comes in the form of bags of popcorn, and there's only 5, and I would have given this one a 3.
Oh,
Just,
that's still a D. All right.
Yeah, every day and twice on Thursdays.
Oh, thank you, James. The guy who played the prince is a major K-pop star.
Oh,
that's
okay.
why they sang.
Like, but who though? Like, what K-pop? What poppin' is he K-pop?
I have to say, before the major teaser or scene or stinger, there was another setup scene where Miss Marvel shows up at the house of the Hawkeye, the Kate Bishop.
Okay, I was gonna say Clint Barton. Okay,
no, Kate Bishop.
Okay,
she shows up in front of Kate Bishop, and it's a whole reworking of the initial scene where Nick Fury showed up at Tony Stark's door, and she's saying, I've been to Shield and I've seen all these files, and we should form a team. And did you know Ant-Man has a daughter, and so on and so forth. So, Young Avengers is coming.
Yeah.
But we knew that,
right?
Yeah. So.
Because they'll need another team to go with the new group of Avengers to deal with Kang.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to duck out of here so Rod doesn't swing on me. That last stinger reeks of desperation. I have to say that. It reeks of what?
Somebody else said that too, so I'm not. I've heard that before.
Okay, and Amayu, you agree with that?
Yeah. But side note, that guy, the prince or whatever, he was in Parasite too, which was an excellent movie, by the way.
That's nice.
Y'all should see that if y'all haven't already. You got to read subtitles, but it's worth it to me.
Hell no, I ain't.
I said it was worth it.
LDM says, "What is the best Marvel movie?"
Uncle John.
LDM says, "What is the best Marvel movie?" James Otis Hall says, "The Young Avengers," but will Disney follow through?
They will. Because for reasons, the next segment we're going to talk about why they'll follow through, because Disney is about to do some fucked up shit. But
okay,
they are. But we're going to discuss that with the next segment. Melly Mel, if you are with us still, let's go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we can talk about Loki and the fact that I am going to have to change my opinion after seeing the season finale. So,
okay.
Yeah. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong.
Go get 'em.
It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm.
Hello, cream bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Welcome back. Once again, we are the Grumpy Old Nerds. I am Uncle John. That's Uncle Rod. That's Auntie Amayu. She says cousin, but she's still your auntie. With shiny white teeth. So before we dive into our next segment, LDM is asking, what is the best Marvel movie? That is purely up to each person's perspective.
Indeed.
That's a hard one to really get into. But you know what? I'm curious. Amayu, what would be your favorite Marvel film?
I'm not doing that. I'm not playing those games with these people. Okay? First of all, it's going to be a top 10.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And
you don't have an absolute favorite?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Because I love different ones for different ones. I love first Iron Man just because, it was first Iron Man. Come on.
Right.
Love Black Panther. Our introduction to that story of the Black Panther.
Right.
Endgame and Infinity War. Those have to be there because they're connected, you know. Let me see. Well, I'll just go with those top 4. Those will be my top. Did I say 4? Top 4 for now. So they don't get a top 1. No, thank you. Next.
Rod, do you have a number 1?
I think overall, for what was at stake and what they had revealed in it, I like Captain America: Civil War.
Yes,
I was going to put that as my number 1.
Yes, that when we talked about when we talked about juggling characters, I think Captain America: Civil War gave you everything you needed from each character that was in it.
Yeah,
right.
And there was no shade to anybody.
It was an introduction to the Black man in the MCU. It was huge for those 2 reasons.
Yeah.
And you get to see Ant-Man go Giant Man.
Yes. And you got to see your first big hero on hero battle. Like in the comics, that's a staple.
Another thing you got from the comics is where the classic where you have Ant-Man on Hawkeye's arrow.
Yep.
Because that's a comic classic.
The introduction of Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah. So there were just so many big moments, and the Russo brothers, as a collective, between the writing and the directing, they nailed it on every big moment. Now, was the villain trash? A little bit.
Yeah, I think Zemo could have been a lot better.
Yeah, but still, it was all the beats were there, the timing was there, the pacing was there. It was a masterclass in superhero film making.
I wanted Zemo with the purple balaclava sword. That's what I wanted.
I'm sorry, what was that word you just said?
The mask.
Thank you. All right, so let's talk about Loki. And
wait, before we do that, can I just say that I was not a fan of not Nicole Ari Parker. I don't know what her real name is, but I just call her not Nicole Ari Parker because that's what I thought she was at first. But then I was like, no, that's not her.
Oh, the villain in the movie. Okay.
Yeah, I was not a fan of her. I was just like, who is this not Nicole Ari Parker? Who is this? So I'm like, I need to see her in some other stuff to see what she's really all about. And then the fact that she's married to Loki. What? Okay. Transition. Okay.
No, that's I was gonna say she's married to
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah. So once again, Loki, the season finale and series recap. It's no secret that I haven't been a fan of this second season of Loki. I thought the first couple episodes were good, and then it just kind of trailed off.
Yeah.
But the season finale was fantastic. I have to say, as James said, this is the first time I think a Marvel TV show has stuck the landing. And if we get no more Loki TV, this is a perfect ending for it.
But we have to have it, or another Loki movie, which not Loki movie, but movie with Loki in it.
Well, okay. So first, Rod, I know life has been life, and have you been able to see it?
I have not seen the finale.
I binged all 3 episodes yesterday. Come on.
We about to spoil some shit for you today, Jack.
Hey, if you want to sit down and talk about RPOs and football, we could do that. However,
hey, speaking of which,
I think that's more suited to the orange and green strike zone.
Are you all still in the playoffs?
We are.
Okay.
Round two begins tomorrow.
Okay, so you're knee deep in playoff football. Okay, so this is me and
we're moving down that road.
So Amayu, what did you like most about the series season finale of this show? What did you think? I'm sorry, I'm assuming that you enjoyed it. Did you?
I definitely enjoyed it, but I mean, it did kind of leave us hanging. But I mean, it ended it, but it left us hanging. But at the same time, so whoever I asked, I said, does it end it or does it leave it open for a new season? They said both, and I was like, yes. But I'm like, to me, I needed a season 3 because to me, was this not Loki? Well, okay, so was he embracing his villain? What?
Listen. I haven't seen it, but I'm telling you right now, they need to. If there's anything they need to resolve, they need to resolve that as a part of someone else's or another show. They can't go through another whole season of Loki like that.
So okay, but here's the thing, Rod. So this episode basically, so this episode starts off where Loki is time slipping again, but what's happening is he can control it. So he keeps going back, trying to rectify the whole, we've got to expand the loom for all of the growing multiverse, right? But each time he goes back, it becomes, it blows up in his face.
It's a Nexus event. He can't change it.
Not entirely. So he finally gets the idea, you know what? Maybe if I learn the engineering of the loom, and he asks Obi, he says, well, how long will it take for me to learn the engineering of the loom? And Obi says, it would take centuries. He says, okay, that's fine. So then he goes back again, centuries, and he goes back and he goes back. So he finally learns how to engineer the loom. And then he gets to a point where he even goes back to at the end of the first season when they saw He Who Remains. Mm-hmm. And He Who Remains tells him, I knew this was going to happen. And I knew that you were going to come back to me. Because remember, at the end of the first season, He Who Remains says, I'll see you soon. And we all thought he was talking about multiverse things.
Yeah.
Right. He was saying, you're going to come back to me because it's still going to blow up in your face and you're still going to come back to me looking for answers. So he who remains is essentially like, I still hold all the cards. You're either going to have to stop Sylvie from killing me or reality ends. Which one is it going to take? And Loki, at that point, Loki says, no, I can still change it. And he shows Kang that he can now stop time. He has now become basically a temp pad, which is still a funny name for
Right.
in a TV show.
Right.
He's become a godly temp pad. He can stop time. He can manipulate time and space. So that actually catches He Who Remains off guard. So now Loki goes forward through time back to, and I'm fast forwarding past a whole bunch of, peripheral shit that
superfluous stuff.
I ain't give a fuck about. So he goes back to the moment where he's standing at the loom, the temporal loom, and the universe is about to explode. And he finally embraces his glorious purpose. And Kang's glorious purpose, and again, we spoil shit on this show, so please just keep watching, but turn the volume down. What he does is Loki now controls all of time. And he grabs the time streams like they're vines from a tree. He loses his clothes. He transforms into a variant of the Loki costume when he first appeared with the long horns and the green outfit. He makes his way to the throne where He Who Remains was. He sits on the throne, and Loki has now become the Tree of Life. All timelines, all dimensions go through him. That's his glorious purpose. He has become someone who sits on the throne and who rules over literally everything. And that's where it ends.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, I'm doing a disservice describing this, but the way that they did it, I mean, just the way that he's grabbing these time streams and the look on his face, Tom Hiddleston deserves some kind of award for this. Because
let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Does he, when he's doing this, does it look like he's doing this because he feels like it's his duty to do this, or he has to do this because he can, or is he doing this as a power grab?
He's doing this because he feels that he needs to. He wants to save, and this was kind of iffy for me. And Amay, you tell me if I'm wrong. He's doing this to save his friends.
His friends. I miss my friends. Like that. No, I disagree. I think he's doing it for what he ultimately wanted, which was the power.
Okay.
He's always wanted to be king. He wasn't made for this. He was born for the throne. He was born to be king, as he put it.
His glorious purpose. Right.
Exactly.
The name of this episode, like the name of the first episode, was Glorious Purpose. Mm-hmm. Like full circle. He's come to the point.
That's a callback to what he talked about in the Avengers.
Right. Because even when he was fighting the Avengers, he felt that he should be ruling something. He felt that he should be over something. And he should be king. So he's finally gotten to a point where he is the king of fucking everything. He is the thread that's holding reality together. And the last shot is of, like in the first Thor film where you saw the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
Loki sitting on the throne with all the time streams looks like they fashion it to look like the Tree of Life.
Okay, so they make it look like Yggdrasil. Now, okay, so then, okay. So I'm looking at.
I said at the end, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking in the comments. Where's Doctor Strange? Time is involved because Doctor Strange has a time stone.
Does he though? What's going on with the stone?
No,
he still has it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was charged with protecting it, so that it's still in the Eye of Agamotto.
There you go. But I mean, this is Loki's glorious purpose. I mean, again, disservice, my 2-minute recap. But at this stage of the game, Loki is literally the thread that holds everything together. And this allows time streams to branch out into different directions, realities, multiverses to go in different directions and still survive.
All right.
So the episodes.
I have the feel. This is the feeling I have, John.
Okay, come on.
The feeling that I have now is the feeling that I get after I've read a comic or a couple of comics. I'm trying to follow a storyline, and it ends, and it's supposed to be these major things that happen, but yet it seems like nothing has really changed. And I'm like, all right, no problem. Let's move on.
Right. I get what you're saying. In a common sense, yes. Nothing has really changed. The universe. Okay, first of all, we knew that shit wasn't going to just end. Right. We knew that he was going to save the day some kind of way. The way that they ended it, to me, showed a little bit of imagination and showed that this is why we like Marvel and not DC. This showed that when they first started this show, this is where they wanted to go. In spite of all the missteps that may have happened, this is where they said, we're going to start here and we are going to end here. And
now what happens in between could be a little shifty.
Right.
But we'll get there.
But they followed that. And the fact that none of the movies or other TV shows really can interrupt it, I think that shows how powerful they were for a show that apparently didn't have a showrunner. How powerful they were in terms of telling a coherent story. That makes sense. Amelia, how do you feel about that, Amelia?
Yeah, I was thinking about this while you were talking about Ravana Renslayer. I kind of felt like something was missing there, like because they gave us just a little peek of the relationship she apparently had with He Who Remains.
Right.
So I really was like, I want a little bit more of that. But yeah, as far as like from beginning to end, it's like, okay, like it felt complete, even though I want season 3.
Well, okay.
I mean, I can tell you what their relationship was in the comics. Or if you look at, if you ever looked at the cartoon Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't want to wet my palate for like a comic book type of thing when I know I'm gonna get a show type of thing or a movie type of thing. You know, I don't want to do that.
I mean, yeah, but you can see what's going on and see if they do that or not, or if they go in a totally different direction.
Just give me the 2-second
version. It's pretty sad. She ends up in a state of suspended animation, and he's trying to find a way to get her back.
Oh, so he still likes her. He didn't just discard her like a used toy.
Yeah.
Well, Renslayer was essentially pruned. So now she sits at the Citadel at the end of time, and you hear that monster that was at the end of time roaring at her. Mm-hmm. But her fate is ambiguous. We don't see what actually happens to her.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I forgot to say is that the TVA now has its purpose as well. The TVA is in the business of hunting Kangs, apparently, at this point.
Good luck with that.
They make a one-off mention of the Ant-Man Quantumania Kang, and they say, "Oh, we don't have to chase him down. He's been taken care of." So, okay. But yeah, they're out there actively looking for Kangs right now. And Miss Minutes. Oh, and Obi says they ask Obi if Miss Minutes will ever turn against them again, and he says, "Well, I rebooted her. We'll see." So, okay,
that means yes if it's needed. If
the plot asks for it, yes, she will turn against him at some point farther down the line. But it
I don't really trust any AI. So yeah.
The way the world is going now, Skynet's going to kill us all. So
I'm just waiting.
Yeah. It's like these people don't watch movies. So.
Hello, Terminator. Come on,
but Alexa and Siri are going to form an alliance and destroy the world.
Right. And fall in love with Mike Zuckerberg or something. So, Ameyu, how would you feel? How did you feel about Loki as a whole, these past 2 seasons as a whole? I already
had a crush on him. I know. But yeah, I really liked how they went into like the different sides of him. The whole thing, like, I want a friend thing, like, oh, bless your heart, because you don't have your family. I like that. I liked how in the beginning how he was pretending to be good, and then he actually got good, but now he's bad again, and who knows.
Right.
So I like all the ups and downs, like a roller coaster. I love roller coasters. So I'm here for it. If they do a third season, guess who will be there?
I kind of agree with you. I like the fact that regardless of how he ended up, it could be interpreted either way. Like you said, you think it was a power grab. I think that he was trying to save his friends' lives. So his motivations up for grabs. I thought that this last episode redeemed the second season because it was going on a downward turn for me.
Yeah.
So and that aggressive hair flip every time he showed up somewhere. His neck gotta hurt. So before we go any further down that rabbit hole, let's take a break. And when we come back, we received a new trailer for season 2 of What If.
That's the first season.
Let's see if that was any good, and a couple other things. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is Brian Fulford. AB Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
I'm returning to Clinton, Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton, Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
And we're back. Once again, you've got the
All
grumpy
right.
old nerds in your ear. Yeah, that's a little
It's a little abrupt.
I'm Uncle John, that's Uncle Rod, that's Auntie Amelia. So we have been treated to a new trailer for season 2 of What If. And check this out. They're going to air the new season of What If on consecutive nights.
They are.
So
You're gonna make it real easy for us on this one.
Yeah. So we can come back and review and tell you how shitty it is. So Melly Mel, if we are ready, let's check out the trailer for What If Season 2. Or not. So here we are. Okay.
Patience.
Looks can be deceiving, Your Highness. Are you sure you do not want any backup?
Nah, I'm great.
I'm great with it. There you go. dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Why do we not have sound?
You thought the story was over, but it was only just beginning. Because she wants me to narrate this. I don't do sequels normally. Oh, we back?
Hmm.
I was just getting into it.
You about to try to do Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher?
Yeah, I'm a very poor Jeffrey Wright. But
My bad.
I can say that no, we can't hear it, Mel. We weren't able to hear it. What I can say is that we apparently are getting an old-timey alternate version of the Avengers with Hank Pym as Ant-Man.
And King
T'Chaka.
T'Chaka.
Yeah, T'Chaka as Black Panther.
Before he got too big for the suit.
But it looks interesting. I dug the first season of What If. I didn't dig it as much as most other people did, but just as an alternative type deal.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the way it ended, where they tried to get everybody together as a multiversal Avengers type deal.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of
well,
I mean it no, but it led into, but at least that led into
quite a show.
Oh, we can hear it now. Thank you.
I have eyes on the target. He does not look all that threatening.
Looks can be deceiving, Your Highness.
Are you sure you do not want any backup?
Ah, I'm great with kids.
You thought the story was over, but it was only just beginning. I don't do sequels normally, but things have gotten a little twisted in the multiverse.
Who is this handsome dog?
I've been looking for you for a long time. Time. Just be careful. I don't think I can bear to narrate what might happen next.
Okay. Y'all, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Y'all go ahead.
Okay, I'll start. So I didn't watch the first season of What If. I do like the concept of it, like what if this happened, what if it's cute, it gives you something to do. But if it's not connected, I don't know. I might try and watch the second season without watching the first one and see like how it is. And if I look lost, then I'll just go ahead and go back and start the first one. Also, those episodes, are they full? They're not full episodes, right? They're like 15 minutes or something.
About a half hour.
I don't know how long they are. I think they're probably about 30 minutes.
Okay, well that's a whole episode right there.
It looks like they're going through. It does look like they're going through different time periods, because it looked like we talked about before. You know, that was Hank Pym and T'Chaka, right. But then they get into. It looks like they get forward in time, because then we end up seeing Wanda, and we end up seeing Thanos. So it looks like, you know, some of the episodes are going to be moving forward through time, and we see the same Dark Doctor Strange from the first season. So there's going to be some connective tissue between the first season and the second season.
Well, first, hi, Tamika Garrett. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so the whole multiverse thing, I'm cool with these what if stories just being what if one-off stories and then going away. That's great. But if they and I'm sorry, Mayu, but if they tie everything together, that just becomes a jumbled mess, and it becomes so ridiculous. That's why I don't buy comic books from the big two now. It's because everything is an event. You can never have these small personal stories. When I was a kid, back before fire was invented, when I was a kid, when I was a kid, you could buy a comic book and it have just a one issue story or
Self-contained story, one issue,
1, 2, or 3 issues where
Yeah.
okay, to be continued meant it would conclude the next issue, as opposed to
They started doing that in the late 70s, early 80s. They started having like multi-part plot lines.
I
For the most part,
blame
everything else was self-contained.
I
before that.
blame Secret Wars and Crisis on Infinite Earths because those are the big multi-hero maxi series stories that brought all the heroes in the universes together. And
But you know what's
because
crazy about that?
what's
Crisis
crazy?
on Infinite Earths, DC did that so that they could clean up the stuff they had going on.
Yes,
because it was so crazy and out of
because it
control.
was so convoluted. But now it just seems like they want to, and it's all just to get you to buy some more product. Because if I have a 12-part maxi series that involves everybody, I'm also going to have 2 or 3 issues of that character over there doing something, and then 2 or 3 issues of this character over there doing something, and then of course I have to have another issue of that character going in that direction. So to get the complete story, you have to buy everything. And it becomes the small personal stories tend to get lost. And I love continuity as much as the next guy, but goddamn, I'm not. Give me something where I don't have to watch 5 or 6 other shows in order to get the full story.
That's what you got to do. As far as comics are concerned, wait till the omnibus comes out because inevitably there will be an omnibus.
But the omnibus is going to cost $1,000.
It's cheaper than buying all the issues,
and that's true. And that's why with the big two, I only buy the trade paperbacks now because they'll stretch a story for 4 issues that could have been concluded in 2. So
correct.
I like What If, but again, I don't want it all to be connected to every fucking thing. Can we just get a story? Give me a 30-minute story with a beginning, middle, and end, and I'll be happy.
It looks to me like you're not gonna get your wish on this one. It looks
I'm
like
not.
it is connected. The seasons are connected.
Oh,
Because I
well.
mean, the Watcher says in the beginning, he says the multiverse is jacked up. So they're gonna try to. He's got to try to find. Well, he shouldn't be trying to do anything because he's supposed to just watch and not interfere. But
now he's the doer.
well, let me ask you all this then. Do you see us ever going back to just these superhero stories with just regular stories, as opposed to everything having to be a chapter in one giant fucking book?
I do not think. Well, it could, but I do not think that they are interested in doing that because if you look at what's going on now at Phase 4, they're trying to do They tried to do self-contained things in Phase 4, and everybody's like, okay, well, how is this related to whatever else thing is going on? And especially when people are saying that there's going to be leading up to something going on. And they're thinking, okay, well, if this is supposed to be lead up, how's this lead up? And then when they realize it's a totally independent, self-contained story, they're like, what is this?
Right.
So, I mean, you could do it, but
So
you just have to let people know, hey, this really doesn't lead up to anything.
So at this point, the tail is wagging the dog.
Somewhat.
Fuck me. Okay. Well,
seems that way, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for the ride. I mean, they're still going to get my money regardless. But I miss. Give me a small, simple story. Like
this is what you'd have to do if you're going to do it. If you're going to have a TV series, you have to have each episode as kind of like a beginning, middle, end plot line in that episode, but you'd have to give little hints or breadcrumbs to the main plot of whatever is going on down the line. But it can't be something that's overriding the main plot of the film.
Okay.
That's how you'd have to do it for for a TV series. That's how you'd have to do it for a TV series. if you want it to be related to a film, then you kind of give some hints as to what's going to happen in that film.
Well, I also think that we need better villains.
That's true.
I mean, a better villain will sustain a story a little bit longer. I mean, you'll get the hero story. Okay, we understand that the hero is the driving force of the story. But if you have a strong villain, that will make that story eke out a little bit longer. You know, it
Yeah. If you have a strong, well-written villain
yeah.
and a strong story, you can have little pieces, bits and pieces here and there in an episodic TV series, which will let you know or kind of give you hints as to what the main villain is doing. But it's not like the main focus of that episode. It's just kind of like a little thing here off to the side.
So, okay, just I'm just throwing stuff out there. Who was the main villain for Moon Knight?
I
The
didn't even
main
watch
villain
Yeah.
was I can't remember his name, but the guy who used to be the Avatar of Khonshu.
Okay. Who was the main villain for WandaVision?
Wanda.
Wanda.
With help from Agatha Harkness.
So wait, the hero was the villain too. Okay. Who was the main villain for Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Kari.
The little biracial girl with the freckles.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Flag Smashers.
Yeah, and U.S. Agent too, right? Would he be considered the main villain?
He's ancillary.
Let's see.
He comes up as being like, a complication in the main plot.
Okay. Give me 5 Marvel villains that were essential to the plot.
Obadiah Stane and Iron Man.
Say it again.
Obadiah Stane and Iron Man.
Okay.
Loki and Thor.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Thanos. Thanos and wherever he shows up.
Right. What did you say?
I said Ultron.
Ultron.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ultron. Exactly. Yep. Zemo.
Was Zemo? He was a villain. Okay. But of those 5, 2 of them turned out to be their motivations turned out to help the good guys, right? Zemo ended up helping Bucky and Sam, right?
In the TV series.
Yeah.
But it was against his will.
But you know what I'm saying? And then he went willingly with the Wakandans, right?
No.
No, he did. I mean, it's not he didn't, okay, not willingly, but he went along with them. He was like, okay, you got me. Here, let's go.
Yeah, because he realized he couldn't do anything at that point. The Dora Milaje was gonna beat him down.
Okay.
He's like, you can leave in peace or you leave in pieces.
Okay. Loki turned it around.
Okay.
Okay. I guess my point is that these villains suck. Okay, James. So Kingpin, I'll give you that.
Yep.
Killmonger. Okay. But Killmonger was more of an anti-hero, right?
Killmonger was a villain, man.
He wasn't. Killmonger just wanted.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain to you why I believe he was a villain.
Why?
And he earned it.
Okay, come on.
Because even though he may have had noble, I don't even say noble, but righteous indignation and motivation.
Okay.
His methods for carrying out what he wanted to do harmed other people and care about the lives of other people. Like he was willing to sacrifice whomever and whatever to get that goal accomplished. So if you are trying to achieve a goal and you don't care about hurting people along the way, that dude's a villain.
Yeah, damn, Mel.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to sacrifice people for the
if I want black people around the world to be free, what do? I find the nation that has the capability of doing it. I infiltrate it, depose the ruler, and kill him. And then I'm going to get all the people in the country. He thought he killed him. So now I'm going to get all the people in the country to gather their arms and weapons and go and not try to negotiate anything with anyone. He was attempting conquest through physical warfare.
Okay. I have to agree with that. I mean, you know, I
didn't say any lies, but still.
Just because he was handsome and he was built doesn't mean he's not a villain.
I thought you was gonna say the reason he was a villain was because he killed his girlfriend. So, you know, I guess that was.
Well, I mean, that goes along with a sacrifice of whomever and whatever to get your goal accomplished. That dude needed therapy, man.
Oh wow, Mel, worst part MPJ ever played, hated it.
Be rooting for the bad guy.
Damn, Mel. Okay.
I wouldn't say that, Mel. I thought he played the hell out of that role.
He did. Damn. He was a bitter demon. Shit.
Hell, apparently.
Mel has a very strong opinion about that film. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and take our last and final break, but last means final. So there's that. And when we come back, I really wanted Nicole to be here so we could talk about Final Girl because this is a subject that she wanted to talk about, but she ain't.
Let's save it for the next time she's on then.
Okay, we'll save that. But we do have another trailer. And do you have books this week, Rod?
I do not have any books. I did not get a chance to go by my local friendly neighborhood comic store.
All right. Well, then let's go to break, come back.
Matter of fact, they texted me. It was like, hey, man.
They need that sale. That's what
Come
they
on
need.
through, dog.
Right. So let's go ahead to the break and we'll be right back. Oh, I'm sorry.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Welcome back once again. We're the Grumpy Old Nerds. I'm Uncle John. That's Uncle Rod. That's Cousin Auntie Amayu. And behind the ones and twos are Melly Mel. So,
Can I just say,
What?
And during the commercial break,
okay,
they show that Always commercial with the young lady in all white. I want to know who that young lady is because every time I see that commercial, I want to ask her, would you really wear all white if you were on your cycle?
Only if she's wearing Always.
That's daring.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the
brave.
point of the commercial, right? You can wear all white.
You're right.
Can I just say when my wife
Every
sees
time we,
those
we see her
commercials,
every week, I feel like I know her personally now. I need to know her name.
can I just say that when my wife sees those commercials, they drive her nuts because she's just like, again, we were born before dirt was invented, so she's just like, you're not supposed to have commercials for that on, but I mean,
Man,
it's a product.
we
You
gotta
got
look
to
at
sell
more
it.
TV and see what they got commercials for now. She thinks that's out of bounds.
She
Jeez.
does. You can sell damn near everything, and by everything, I mean every fucking thing. So, speaking of selling anything, there is a new film out. Well, before we go there, there was a trailer for Madam Web.
There was.
I saw that.
I just don't want to see. I'll be honest. I don't want to see that shit. No, it looks whack. It looks whack as fuck.
I would just be honest. I don't want to see that shit.
No, I don't.
Okay, so it did not generate interest in the product for you.
But I understand that this is a democracy and that my opinion does not speak for everyone else. You all saw the trailer. What did you all think?
Go ahead, Auntie Cousin Amayu.
It looked good to me. I was like, first of all, now this is a non-comic book person. It looked like it would be a good movie. Like it has some funny parts, and it's good. Always good to see some women on the screen. But was the lead lady was she the same one else from 50 Shades? Okay, that's a little weird. But I mean, we know it's just acting. So yeah, it looked like a cute little movie. I was like, I was like, this is Marvel too. I was like, okay, this is somebody I've never heard of because I'm not a comic person. So for the non-comic person, I think they'll be like, oh, this is interesting. Let's check this out. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
For the comic person and the non-comic person, do you know how when you get toys from Japan or you get them from China and
They all come from there.
you clearly know it's one thing, but they wipe the name out, take the packaging, change the packaging around and call it something else and try to pass it off as something else? That's what this is to me. It could be pretty good, but it didn't have to be. It looks like to me it could be a pretty good show. It might be pretty good, but it didn't have to be called Madam Web. You could have called it something else. But you're calling it Madam Web because you're trying to get Spider-Man fans into it.
Thank you. So in other words, it looks whack. You can say it.
No. I have to watch the trailer again because when I first looked at it, I was like, okay, what are they trying to like, what is happening here? Like I don't understand. Is the web okay? Is the web of fate? Is it like, involving, like, it seems like she's like going back in time, or she's like traveling through time or something and trying to stop things before they happen. She sees the future, so she tries to go back or she tries to go and stop it from happening. Like,
so okay. So the character Madam Web in the comics from when I was reading Marvel,
right?
It was an older woman.
Yes.
She was blind.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in a wheelchair.
Yep.
I saw none of that.
No. He, in fact, was not blind. She was not old, and she was not confined to a wheelchair. So, yes, you are correct on all three counts.
She could see, she was young, and she had full use of her legs.
Very ableist. It's getting ableist.
Oh, God.
No, I'm just saying the fact that they, took that out. That's not cool. Why can't she be in a wheelchair?
Right. Okay. So at least give me the wheelchair, right? Or at least give me the blind. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now we cooking with gas. Now we all right. Man, I like that in
blindness.
You. I like that in you. Okay. It's ageism. That's imagism, and every other ism that you want to, because for real. The character was not meant to be center stage. Madam Web is
dog. Can I at least get a wheelchair, dog?
The wheelchair. Give me blind. Give me old. One of the three. Right? You took away all three of the defining points of that character. So, okay. It's it's clearly a case, and James Otis Hall, I agree with you, of them milking the Spider-Verse for as much money as they can. Anything with a spider or web in their name, they're going to throw on the screen. This character was not meant to be out front center. This was a peripheral character of Spider-Man. She was supposed to be mysterious. She's supposed to help him with whatever issues were going on. There was no need for a Madam Web fucking movie. Now,
You know what would have been really cool?
come on. Tell me
This
what would have been cool.
This would have been really cool. Why not do the Scarlet Spider?
No,
listen.
Why?
You do the Scarlet Spider movie, right?
Okay.
And at the end of the Scarlet Spider movie, he unmasks and he looks like Tom Holland. Because Ben Reilly was a clone of Peter Parker.
Right. But now you got to pay.
Now you have something to create a sequel. You see what I'm saying? You have some basis to create a sequel for that. And then continue on with that. And I don't know why they wouldn't. They have the rights to Spider-Man. I don't know why they wouldn't just put Spider-Man in it.
Just
do Spider-Man films.
Right. Sony just said, fuck it. Let's do Miles Morales next. Let's do Ben Reilly next.
Or they could have done that. But I've heard that Marvel is in the works of getting a live action Miles Morales for the MCU.
So as if we weren't burnt out from superheroes, now they're gonna burn us out with Spider-Man.
But you know what? Even if they did that, because Miles is originally from another another Earth.
Yes.
Right? He's from another Earth. So they theoretically could have a Miles Morales in the Sony Spider-Verse and then have a different one in the MCU universe.
Is Uncle DJ here with the train going by? What's happening? So I get what you're saying, Rod, but people are already tripping on the whole superhero trope. Now you want to fucking put us in the whole give us Blue Marvel. Fuck. Give us anything.
They don't want to have to pay Kevin for that, man.
No. They're not going to want to pay him for that. There are literally a gazillion characters in the Marvel universe, but you just want to keep giving us Spider-Man. I can't even get Spider-Woman.
Well, that's all Sony has the rights to for Marvel. Spider-Man properties.
Okay, well, fuck them all. So, I mean,
you could do a Black Cat film and have Black Cat go up against Kingpin, The Rose.
That would be good. I would watch that. I would watch a Black Cat film.
Chameleon.
Oh, up against Chameleon. Okay.
Yeah.
So Kingpin would be considered under Daredevil. So that wouldn't necessarily be.
But Kingpin is a lot of people's villain.
Right, exactly. Oh,
you could legitimately have Kingpin in almost any city-based Marvel characters.
Speaking of what I wanted to address and villains, it looks like Marvel is trying to move away from Kang and Jonathan Majors. I think this is a mistake.
I believe it is a mistake as well.
Yeah. I don't think that. I don't think he's actually been proven innocent, right?
They still got to have a trial, but
yeah, they're really dragging that. They're dragging it along. It doesn't have to be this long. They're dragging it out. I don't know why, but there's a way, and I think it might have been James Otis Hall saying that they're going away from them also and going into more toward Doctor Doom. But in actuality, you can have both of them because villains team up all the time, and the reason it does is because of ego. Mm-hmm. One feels that they're better than the other one, so they try to come up with a way to screw the other one over so that they can get all of whatever they're fighting for. So you can have that kind of dynamic going on in the film where Doom and Kang are quote unquote working together until one of them decides they want to try to screw the other one over. Mm-hmm. You know, Doom may think, hey, this guy's from the future and he knows stuff, but I'm Doom because I'm super smart and it doesn't matter because my ego is big enough to overcome whatever knowledge he may have and do whatever, and it ends up screwing both of them, and then that's how the heroes get over because that's normally how that works.
Okay, now here's what's happening. we're starting to think about better scenarios for them to go than what they're doing. We did this shit with DC. Now we're starting to do it with Marvel. I don't like the way that shit
Bad
is going.
sign.
Yeah, I don't like the way that
Also, Major's trial starts November 29th.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's coming up.
Yeah.
So do
And the
you
DA
think that
also decided that they weren't going to prosecute his ex-girlfriend too, so that was dropped.
so
They arrested her, but they're not going to prosecute her.
Right.
So it really probably depends on whichever way this trial goes.
It's a bad sign.
Yeah. That's not cool. That's not cool.
Yep.
And one more piece of news: Pedro Pascal has been eyed as the next Reed Richards.
Who's that?
Oh God! Fuck.
Pedro Pascal is the guy who
I know
is the
Pedro Pascal
Mandalorian.
is. Who's
She
Reed
doesn't
Richards?
know who Reed Richards is.
Oh, okay. Reed
Leader of
Richards
the Fantastic
is
Four.
the leader of the Fantastic Four.
I never
Mr.
really got
Fantastic.
into the fours, but okay.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Man, none of them. Even with Michael B. Jordan, you would have thought that would have got me, but no.
You would have thought.
Didn't do shit for you, huh? All right. Well, it is the witching hour, and now is all time for all our friends to say goodbye. No, what's that? How they doing in Mickey Mouse?
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our Negro friends.
That ain't it either. Okay, so Auntie Mayu, anything for everybody on the way out the door?
No. I just hope that everyone has an amazing Thanksgiving, eat all of the foods, and still work out. Thank you.
And on Wednesdays, what do you do, Auntie Mayu?
On Wednesdays, we do chat and draw. I'm not sure if I'll be there this Wednesday because of Thanksgiving, but there will still be a show if anyone wants to just tune in and hang out with Mike as he draws.
They're going to do a show on the day before Thanksgiving.
That's what I'm saying.
That's dedication.
Not we. No, I'm just actually I might be on, but I'm just not sure yet. I got to check, my schedule and everything. But
Might
there
be
will
getting
still
it
be a
in,
show
man.
then.
I believe it.
Yep.
Yeah, good for him. That's dedication.
All
I don't think we're going to have no show next week. Uncle Rod, anything for us on the way out the door?
I am still working on that project that DJ suggested about character histories.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you guys know when the first one is gonna be ready. It's gonna be soon. It's looking like because of the holidays and everything that it's gonna be after Christmas. Will probably be the first ones, like sometime in January. So count on sometime in January.
Okay. And good luck to you in the playoffs, man. That's
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
How far did you all get last year?
We got to the state semifinals last year. So we were one game away from the state championship game.
Damn. So how's it looking? Did you
fell short.
You feel pretty good?
Right now is right. Hey, I'm just taking it 1 week at a time. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And then, we go through the scenario where there's 2 dogs and 1 bone. We're gonna get out of there, hopefully, with the bone. So that we can get into next week and stay in the room.
Pause.
Because
thank you. Cousin Megan.
Because who wants to be a dog with no bone? So
nobody.
Please remember Urban NerdCon, April 26th through the 28th here in Atlanta. Get your tickets now. It is going to be a stone cold groove, a funky good time. And we look forward to being able to see you in person as we broadcast the show from there. So for the missing Auntie Nicole, Uncle Percy, and Uncle DJ, we are Auntie Cousin Mayu, Uncle Rod, I'm Uncle John, behind the ones and twos, Melly Mel. Thank you for joining us. No show next week because it's Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be either eating or unconscious. So, night-night.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.